Guys, you are not practicing. Guys, please practice. Right. So we discussed about the yesterday. We discussed
Bro,
about. Yep.
bro, Linux, నార్మల్ ఓఎస్ఎస్ లో టెర్మినల్స్ లో మీ మీ కమాండ్స్ రన్ అవ్వట్లేదు బ్రో కొన్ని.
Which commands are not running?
సమ్ కమాండ్స్ ఆర్ రన్ నాట్ బ్రో.
Who
అంటే
is asking?
మీరు మీరు iOS లో మీరు iOS యూస్ చేస్తారు కదా బ్రో.
iOS లో
నార్మల్ గా టెర్మినల్ ఉంటుంది కదా.
అవునవును టెర్మినల్ ఉంటుంది.
అవి కొన్ని వర్క్ అవ్వట్లేదు bro, అస్సలు వర్క్ అవ్వట్లేదు.
సో టెర్మినల్లో సో ఇప్పుడు మీరు యాప్ మ్యాక్ కదా చెప్పేది సాయినా?
అవునవును. అవును అవును బ్రో.
సో మ్యాక్ ఏంటంటే మ్యాక్ సో మ్యాక్ ఎలా డెవలప్ అయిందంటే మ్యాక్ డెవలప్డ్ ఫ్రమ్ ద యునిక్స్ కమాండ్స్ యునిక్స్. ఓకే, మ్యాక్ వాయిస్ ఎలా డెవలప్ చేశారంటే so by using the Unix, so it created the Mac OS. So some commands will not work. So something like a brew, right? Brew is the command. Brew is the something
Yes,
like
yes.
how, yeah, brew is the command. We need to install the package or something like. You can try it.
Okay.
So try it. We have a virtual VM for this Mac also.
ఈ మ్యాక్ వల్ల సగం ప్రాక్టీస్ ఆగిపోతుంది బ్రో.
అవునవును. సో నువ్వేం చేస్తావంటే మ్యాక్ కూడా ఉంది అది. సో ట్రై టు ఇన్‌స్టాల్ ఇట్.
ల్యాప్టాప్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత నేను ఒకసారి ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ కి వచ్చి మొత్తం క్లియర్
రా
చేసుకుంటాను
రా
మీ దగ్గర.
రాస్తే నేను చెప్తాను. సో
ఓకే ఓకే.
వీఎంకి కూడా మ్యాక్ కూడా ఉంది వీఎం. మ్యాక్ ఇన్‌స్టాల్ చేసి వీఎం ఇన్‌స్టాల్ చేసుకొని దాంట్లో సెంటోస్ ఇన్‌స్టాల్ చేసుకో.
ఓకే
ఆర్ ఎల్స్ సరేరా. ఇంకో 2, 3 డేస్ అయితే మనం యాక్చువల్‌గా ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్‌కి వెళ్ళిపోతాం. ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్‌లో ఇంకా మీ ల్యాప్టాప్ జస్ట్ అవసరం లేదు ఇంకా. ఓకేనా? సో ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్
ల్యాప్టాప్ అవునవును. ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్ మొత్తం
ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్‌లోనే మనం అన్ని ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తాం. బట్ మీకు డేటా సెంటర్ అంటే ఏంటో తెలియాలి. ప్లస్ పుట్టి ఇవన్నీ ఏంటో తెలియాలి. డేటా సెంటర్ అని మీకు అందుకోసమని నేను వీఎంతో
ఈ
చెప్పాను
పుట్టి కూడా
స్టార్టింగ్‌లో.
ఫస్ట్ ఇన్స్టాల్ అవ్వలేదు బ్రో.
హ్మ్.
ఇంకా వైరస్ పెట్టి ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయాల్సి వచ్చింది. ఇలా
అవునా?
వై అది పెట్టి ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయాల్సి వచ్చింది వేరేది.
ఓకే. ఓకే.
దాని వల్ల
యాహ్!
క్రాష్ అయింది అనుకుంటా బ్రో, అందుకే సర్వీస్ సెంటర్కి ఇచ్చొచ్చా.
అవునా?
ఆ,
సో ఐ యామ్ ఆల్సో యూజింగ్ మ్యాక్ ఇన్ మై ఆఫీస్ వర్క్. మై ఆఫీస్ వర్క్ ఐ యూజ్డ్ మ్యాక్.
ఓకే
ఓకే. యాహ్!
ఓకే.
సో వాట్ వి
వచ్చాక
డిస్కస్డ్.
వస్తాను.
రా. రా. సాయి నువ్వు డైలీ రా. ఓకే. Yeah. So user administration. So what we discussed guys yesterday. So users, how many users we can create it in the Linux machines? So how many users we can create? How many users? 60,000 users we can create it, and so we can connect or login at a time 60,000 users guys. So we can connect and we can connect or login at a time 60,000 users. So that's the reason the Linux is the multi-user operating system. So multi-user operating system, right guys? So from 0 to 999 system itself having the users. System itself uses the users. 0 is the UID. I already told you, right guys? What is UID and what is GID? What is UID and what is GID? So UID is nothing but a user ID. So how you can identify the user? You can identify the user by using UID. So what is GID? Group ID. How you can identify the group? You can identify the group by using group ID. UID, group UID and GID. UID and GID. Group add. You know, right guys? Group add to create a new group. User add to create a new user. User mode to modify the existing user. User del to delete the user. Password to set the password for the user. Password or reset the password. Set the password. Set or reset the password for the user. Password for the user. A change. Change is nothing but a change age of the password. Change age of the password in the real time, guys. In the real time. So in the real time. So the password will change, password will expire, password will expire something like 100 days or a 90 days based on the company. So based on the company, it will expire the passwords. It will expire the passwords. You no need to use the one password for entire organization. Something like in 1 year or one something like a 2 years you are working on from the last 2 years, 3 years. But every 90 days you need to change the password for the forever AWS account, Linux account, whatever it may be. Whatever maybe. And something like what are there in the VPN, guys. So virtual private network, you need to change the password for the VPN. For AD also, AD Active Directory authentication. For your Windows, something like you got the Windows laptop, right? The Windows or Mac, whatever it may be. So you need to change the password for your laptop at least 100 days or 90 days. So these are the real time guys. That's the reason we are using the chase. Chase is nothing but a change the age of the password. We need to set the password expiration date. Okay, guys. Yeah, guys. So I will upload this record. I will upload this document today, guys. You guys can practice it. So
Bro,
yeah.
you can
So for
also upload to yesterday also, bro.
yes, I will upload it. I will upload it. So for a
Okay.
user account, actually, I'm planning to upload the recordings in the YouTube for a private session, guys. So who are having the access, those people are those people are download or some not a download. Those people are watch the recordings. Watch the recordings. I have your email IDs in the drive, guys. I will upload today. I will upload it in the YouTube and I will give the access, guys. Most
Okay,
probably,
bro.
okay, you
బ్రో
guys
అంటే
watch.
యాక్చువల్ మార్క్స్ చెప్పినాయా లేకపోతే ప్రీవియస్ బ్యాచెస్ చెప్పినాయా?
మీకు చెప్పేవి
మార్క్స్ చెప్పారు, ఓకే.
యాక్చువల్గా మీకు చెప్పేవి నేను దీంట్లో యాడ్ చేస్తాను. దీంట్లో యాడ్ చేసి మీకు యాక్సెస్ ఇస్తాను. అవి ఓన్లీ వరకే మీకు యాక్సెస్. ఇవి నార్మల్గా ఇవి మీరు పబ్లిక్. సో ఆల్ ద వీడియోస్ ఆర్ పబ్లిక్. యూ గైస్ కెన్ వాచ్ ఎట్ ఎనీ టైమ్. బట్ whatever the playlist, right? I will create a one playlist for you guys and I will upload the recordings. Those are on the private recordings. So you guys only watch that recordings. Who are in this batch, you guys only watch that recordings. Okay?
ఓకే, గాట్ ఇట్.
Okay, bro.
Yeah. So for a user account, primary group is mandatory. If you are not assigned to any group, user himself behaves as a group. So I already told you, right, guys? So for a user account, primary group is mandatory. Primary group is a mandatory. If you're not assigned to any group, user himself behaves as a group. So user himself behaves as a group. How you can create the group? Group add to create the system group for a user, it may be a primary or a secondary group. The user group, how you can add the group, you can add the group by using the group add command. And all the groups information available in the /etc group /etc group. Yeah, for every, so where the database file is available, where the information is available, /group. So these all are the groups, guys. So Vinay is the group, Rafi is the group, Hari is the group. Why? So if you are not assigning any group, so himself behaves as a group. So himself behaves as a group. For a user account, primary group is mandatory. If you are not assigned to any group, user himself behaves as a group. So we are not assigned to any group, right? So that's the reason it created user itself behaves as a group. User itself behaves as a group. So if you are assigning to the any group, yeah, I will show you how to create a group. So create a group for a user. It may be a primary or a secondary group, and all the information, all the groups information available in the /etc group. So how you can create the group, guys? You can create a group by using the group add. Group add DevOps. DevOps is the group, right? So DevOps groups created. GID DevOps. ID DevOps. Why guys? Cat /etc group. Yeah. So DevOps group is created. So what is the GID, guys? GID is group ID is 103. ID. Yes, sorry. So it will shows the GID in the user only. You can use the ID for the user, and you will get the group's ID, GID, guys. Okay. Yeah, we created the group. You know how to create the group /etc, where the information available for the group. The information is available in the /etc group for the group's information. Yes, DevOps group is created. So if it is a primary group or secondary group, or whatever it may be, guys, it is a primary or a secondary, whatever it may be. So how you can create the group? You can create the group by using group add group name. So group add -g GID group name. If you want to specify a particular GID for the group, you can use -g, so 10,000 or a nagios or something like. So I will create this. Group add -g, something like I will give you 1010 is a fancy number for the cloud engineers. Cloud engineer. So group add Linux engineer. Linux engineers. So cat /etc group. The information will be available under the /etc group. Yeah. So we created a two groups, guys. We created a three groups. One is DevOps, one is cloud engineers, and the other one is Linux engineers. So Linux engineers. So this is the information. This is the information about the DevOps or DevOps group name, the GID. So GID of the group, guys. GID of the group. You see, you give a specific number, right? A fancy number. It will allocate a specific number. So it will take a default number if you are not specifying -g symbol. -g. Yeah. So more /etc group and HR /etc group. Fields are in the /etc group. Group name, GID, X, secondary group members. So this is the fields in the group, guys. This is the fields in the groups. User add to create a new user account. User add username, options, UID, GID, primary group, secondary group, home directory, comment, or yes. So this is the options, guys. Whenever you create a user, the user details are going to store under the /etc password database file. User passwords are going to store under the /etc shadow database file. /etc shadow database file. For example, guys, user add user one. So user add -u 1010 user two. User add -g HR user three. So -g, we are specifying the primary group for the user three. Primary group for the user three. User add -g. So this is the secondary group for the user. So user add -g and small g capital G. This is nothing but a primary group. This is a secondary group. Yeah, every user having one primary group, and a number of, you can use a number of secondary groups, guys. You can use number of secondary groups. User add -s has been no login. The user 6 is unable to log into the shell. So -c is nothing but a comment. If you want to use the comment, so this is the FTP user. This is the DevOps user. This is the Linux user. This is the cloud user. You can give any comment, guys. You can give any comment. Hyphen S has been no login user 7. So has been no login means yesterday I already told, like, right? So if you have a bin bash, you can able to access the server. You can able to access the server. Bin bash is nothing but a born again shell. So yes, bin no login means you are unable to access the server. Just created the user, but you are unable to access the server. You are unable to access the server. So yeah, guys. Yeah. So what you can do for user, add something like a user one, user add user one. Yeah, user is created. So where the file available, the information available slash etc passwd. In the passwd, the passwd file, the information is available. Yes, user one is created. The GID UID, because of you are not specifying any group, himself behaves as a group, guys. Himself behaves as a group. This is the home directory for the user. This is the bin bash. I already told you, right, guys, in the Linux file system hierarchy. So what is the purpose of the slash home? So what is the purpose of the slash home, guys? It is the, so it is a directory. It is a directory. This directory is used for the creating the creating the home directory for the normal users. So what is the super user, root user, home directory, guys? Slash root is the root user home directory. But where the normal users home directory created, the normal directories home directory is created under the slash home. So something like Safi, Hari, something like whatever that. So that the normal users home directory will be created under the slash home directory. Slash home directory. If you are thoroughly reading the Linux file system hierarchy. So we are using that directories only, guys. If you understand the Linux file system hierarchy, it is easy to understand the Linux, guys. Okay. So user add is created. User add hyphen u. So something like a 2000. I'm giving the fancy number to the user add user 2. I created a user with the 2000. So I'm grepping the slash etc path wd. I'm grepping the user grep hyphen I user. If you want to search only particular keyword on this file, you can use the type grep hyphen. Yes, user is created with the UID is 2000, JID also 2000. Because of if you are not specifying any group, user itself behaves as a group. So ID user 2. So ID user 2. So which UID is assigned? 2000 UID is assigned. GID is 2000. Groups are the 2000. So the ID of the user is UID GID. UID GID we will get to it. So then user add hyphen G DevOps. I'm assigning the a primary group. I'm assigning the primary group to the user. Primary group to the user 3. Yeah, guys. Again, you can check the yes, guys. User 3 is created. User 3 is created. You see, guys. Here, so the UID is 2001. UID created the 2001. Here you changed the GID also because of you assigned a primary group as a DevOps. Already primary groups DevOps is created under the slash etc group pipe grep hyphen I. What is that, guys? User
User
no,
three.
DevOps. Yeah, you see, guys. So what is the DevOps JD? What is the JD of the DevOps, guys? 103. You see, so the DevOps JD is assigned. DevOps JD is assigned. Assigned. You are specifying DevOps groups. In the DevOps groups, which user is there, guys? Which user? User 3 is added in the DevOps group. So whatever the permissions are added to the DevOps groups, that permissions will assign to the user 3 also. User 3 also. So yeah, for every user, we need to assign one primary group. So one primary group, so DevOps is the primary group, and you can add any number of secondary groups. So any number of secondary groups. How you can add the secondary group? Add user add -g. What is -g, guys? -g is a something like a cloud engineer. Cloud engineer. Cloud engineer. Capital G is nothing but a DevOps, and the user is user 4. What we are doing here, guys? User add -g. So you are assigning a primary group as a cloud engineer, secondary group as a DevOps for the user 4. Yes, you can check it. ID user 4. ID user 4. You see, guys, UID is 2002 is created. JID is 1010 because of cloud engineer UID is 1010. And the groups is so cloud engineers, and the secondary group is DevOps. You see, so these are the primary and secondary groups, guys. These are the primary and secondary groups. Now you understood? Yeah. Now I want to add a been a shell. How you can use user add -s been has been no login user 5. So I'm giving that to I'm giving the has been no login access to the user 5. Is the user is able to access the Linux, guys? No, the user is not able to access the Linux. So Linux mission. So such that user, sorry, here there is a file pass wd. So pass wd file user file. You see, guys. You see. So here, so it is giving the has been no login. So for the user 4, it is giving the user 2, it is giving the bin bash. User 3, it is giving the bin bash. User 4 also giving the bin bash. But in the user 5, what we are giving? We are giving the has been no login. Has been no login means so we are unable to access the server. We are unable to access the server. Fields in the /etc group, guys. Fields in the /etc group. Cat /etc constable. What are the fields are there? For example, user 5 fields, user 4 fields. So one is nothing but a instructor. So one is nothing but a the instructor name or something like a username. One is username, two is password. So password and X character indicates that the encrypted password is stored in the /etc shadow file. So what is that, guys? An X character indicates that the encrypted password is stored in /etc shadow file. So that is the reason this is the password encrypted. That's the reason it is showing -x. -x, guys. So that's the 4 is something like a so 3 is nothing but a user ID. This is the user ID. 4 is nothing but a 4 is nothing but a GUID. GUID. 5 is nothing but a user info. 5 is nothing but a user info. -c comment, right? Let's create that one also. -c comment, something like a DevOps learning user. User 6. Yep, guys. So we'll provide the within the codes. This is the a comment, guys. Let's check cat /etc master. You see, guys. So the comment is added. DevOps engineer. The comment is added. So 5 is nothing but a user ID info, the comment field. It allow you to add extra information about the user, such as user's full name or phone number, whatever it may be. So the sixth one is a home directory for the user, home directory of the user. So the seventh one is a shell, guys. The seventh one is shell. So this is the fields in the /etc password. /etc password. Yeah, the user is created, guys. The user is created. I want to I want to modify the user. So I want to modify the user as 6. So user 6. How you can modify something like I want to give the bin bash to the user. I want to modify the user. User mod. What is the command, guys? User mod -s bin bash. So which user, guys? User 6. I want to modify the user. How you can modify, guys, by using the user mod. Cat /etc passwd. You see, guys. So before it is has been no login. So now it is bin bash. You can modify whatever it was. If you want to change the group ID, primary group ID, secondary group ID, UID, GID, you can use it, guys. So you can use the user mod command. User mod a command. And the fields in the /etc shadow. So what are the fields in the /etc shadow? Shadow. So what are the fields in the shadow? Something like user 6. So this is the username. The second one is the password. For example, Vinay, we set the password. This is the password. Let's grep -I Vinay. Yes, guys. So this is the username. So the second one is the password. The second one is the password, and the third one is the third one is the last password change. Day since Jan 30, something like 19, 20, 28, right? Something like the third is nothing but a last password change. So day since Jan 1, 1970, that password was last changed. 1970, that password was changed. So this is the 0, right? 0 is nothing but a minimum. The minimum number of required between password change, that is the number of days left before the user is allowed to change his or her password. So the maximum number of days password is valid. I already told you, right, guys, in the real time. So the maximum number of days password valid. After that user is forced to change his or password. So warning. So how many days warning? You need to change the password. 100 days, right? So from before 7 days onwards, before 7 days, you need to change the password. You have a 7 days. You need to change the password. You have a 6 days. You need to change the password. You have a 4 days. You need to change the password. You have a 3 days. You need to change the password. You have a 2 days. You need to change the password. You have a 1 day. After that, it will lock, guys. It will lock. You need to raise a request to the admin team, that system administrator team, and ask to the unlock the password. So that is the warning. The number of days before password is expired, that user is warning that his or her password must be changed. So the one triple 9999. So that is the inactive. The number of days after the password expires account is disabled. Expire days since Jan for 7 days, that account is disabled. An absolute date specifying when login may no longer user. So no longer user. Something like a contractor guy is joined. The contract period is only 1 year, 365 days. After 366 day, the password will expire, guys. You need to set that password also. You need to set the password expiration also. Guys, understood? So this is nothing but a fields in the /etc shadow. So user modify, you already knows, right, guys, how to modify the user. So to modify a user account properties without deleting the user account. You want to modify the properties of the user without deleting, you can use the user mod, guys. You can use the user mod. Chase. To remove the user from the to remove the user from the second, whatever it may be, guys, you can use it user mod. So if you want to delete the user, if you want to delete the user, you can use the user del. If you want to delete the user, what you guys can do, you can use the user del command. What is that, guys? User del command. User del to delete the user account. User modify. So without deleting, you want to change the properties, you can use the user mod command. And so user delete the account, user del options, username. Options hyphen are recursively deleting everything. So hyphen F is nothing but a delete forcefully ever if the account is logged in. So user del username, if you use the user del, removes the user account, but it won't delete the his data. Data means slash home directory. It will not delete by using the user del command. If you want to delete the home directory also, user del hyphen rf user one removes everything related to the user one. Removes everything related to the user one. So the default user administration options are available in the login defs. So login defs users. So when we are creating a user account, slash it is the users db file, shadow is the password file, group information will be available in the slash etc group 4. Okay, ID username. So with this, you will get the user along with the group's information. ID username, ID Hari, ID user one, ID Shafi, ID Vinay, ID Sai. So with this, you will get the user along with the user group's information. So finger username, it will gives you the user information. Yeah, chase command. So chase command, what is the chase command? Change user password expiry information. So expiry information, you need to get it. The chase command changes the number of days between password changes and the date of the last password change. This information is used by the system to determine when a user must change his or her password. So chase hyphen options username. So what are the options, guys? So what are the options? Hyphen D, set the date last password change. You want to set the last password change. Hyphen capital E, set the account expiration date. Hyphen I, set the password inactive after the expiration. Hyphen L, show account againing the hyphen information. Hyphen small m, set maximum number of days before password change. Set maximum number of before password change. So maximum number of password change, right? So everyone in the real time, they set the maximum number of 100 days or 90 days. After the 90 days, they will set the warning. A warning will get from the 5 days or 6 days or 7 days. It will show it. After that, it will lock, your account will be locked. So warning, set expiration warning days. Yes. So this must be showing in the real time, guys. Maximum 90 days and the warnings 7 to 5 days. Example, chase -l, a Tom or something like a user one shows the password againing the information for the user Tom. Chase -m3 capital M 60 -m warning 5 days and inactive 5 days Tom. So minimum days 3, max days 60, warning 5 days, inactive 5 days for user Tom. Your setting is the you are set the set. You can modify the password explanation also. You chase -d0 Tom to prompt the user change password at the first login. I will show you to this file. Use chase-l. L means list the information. User 5, for example. What this is, guys? Last password change April 16, 2024. So password expires never. Password inactive never. Password expires. Account expires never. So minimum number of between password change 0. Maximum number of password change 999. So number of days warranty 7 days. But I want to set this. I want to set the minimum maximum numbers password change. How you can use chase hyphen. You need to set the password before you see, right, guys? So user 5. I'm changing it to minimum number. Minimum is 3, maximum is 60, and account expires inactive 5 days and the warning 5 days. So we'll set the warning and user 5. Chase -l user 5. You see, guys. So before it is never, 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 but we set the June 15, June 20. So the account expire never. The minimum number of change 3 days, 60 days, and the warning 5 days. So if you want to, users are created by the admins, right, guys? So admin created the user with their own password, and they will give it to change the password after account creation. Something like chase hyphen d 0. So 0 means immediately you can create the password. Hyphen 0 is to prompt to user to change the password at the first login. So uh, first login you need to change the password. For example, first we need to set the password. Passwd user 5. I set the password something like the default one is Red Hat. So Red Hat or whatever it may be, guys. This is the default password for the admins. So Red Hat or whatever it may be. So after login, you need to change the password. How you can change the password? They set as a after immediate change, you need to change the password. After immediate change, you need to change the password. So what is the username, guys? User 5. Password is Red Hat. You see, it is asking you must change the password and login again. So because of users admins created password, their own password with their own password, and they are asking to change the password after immediate login. After immediate login, then admin doesn't know your password, right? So this is the real time, guys. So admin doesn't know your password. You guys understood? Yeah. What is the password? Red Hat. Red Hat, similar to the old one, right? So I'm giving a CentOS. CentOS. So password characters is less user 5 Red Hat CentOS at the rate 150. I'm giving CentOS at the rate 150. CentOS at the rate 150. Yeah, the password is changed. Now you want to log in with your own password. Yeah, user 5. Password is CentOS at the rate 123. User 5 CentOS at the rate 123. Why, guys? Duplicate session. User 5 Red Hat CentOS 500. Guys, I changed something different password. User passwd user 5 Red Hat user pending user 5 duplicate session user 5 Red Hat. Yes, sir. Red Hat. Yeah. New password Red Hat at the rate 12345. Red Hat at the rate 12345. Where is it showing? Duplicate session user 5 Red Hat at the rate 12345. Something issue. Red Hat chase the password no login account. User file. Let's check guys. Add slash etc. Password user F500 user 5. Yeah, this is the problem, guys. We set as a user has been logged in, right? User mod reference win bash user 5. Decision user 5 red hat red hat. What is the password I give? Unix @123 no dictionary word. Hurry @123 hurry @123 duplicate session user 5 hurry @123. Yes, guys. So this is the new password. I logged in with the new password. Okay, guys, understood? So you can set the password age, and you can you can set or reset the password by using the passwd user mod user del user add and group add. So you can use the group mod also. You can group del group mod. Guys, practice. Please practice this one. Okay, I will upload the recording, guys, today as well. So the yesterday's and today's one. Okay. Thank you, guys. We'll start next day. Tomorrow we'll start file permissions. Linux, file or directory permissions. Okay. So what are the permissions, guys? So we already knows, right? Hyphen is nothing but a file. D is nothing but a directory. L is nothing but a link file, right? After that, it is showing the after hyphen DL. After that, it is showing RWX, 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 right? Root to, then the file name, right? What this is nothing but a file permission. So a file or directory permission. So I will show you LL CD exit. If you want to exit by using exit command, it will automatically exit. Yeah. So this is also exit. Yeah. So what are the files folders are there, right? This is a file or directory array, right? So what this is RWX, root, FL6, hurry. So this is the directory. What these permissions, guys? What these permissions? So we'll tell you tomorrow. So we'll tell you owner, group, others. So this is the why. So this is the owner. So what these are? So we'll discuss tomorrow, guys. Okay. Preeti, Preeti joined from today, right? Preeti?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So can you ping me your email ID? I will give you the recordings access. You can watch it. Okay, or else you guys can drop off. I will talk to Preeti. Guys, we'll continue from tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Preeti can stay. Everyone can drop off.